Hi guys, it's Brianna Southern here, and today I'm doing a video on how to achieve the perfect salon blowout at home. So first you want to start off by spraying your hair with a blowout spray. Today I'm using Curology. I also like to use Amika Brooklyn blowout spray, but you need some kind of spray that's going to act as a heat protectant and prepare your hair to be blow dried. Next, I'm putting in a Frizz Dismiss cream by Redken. I love this for curly styles or blowouts. It's really great about reducing the frizz and leaving your hair kind of weightless. It doesn't leave behind a sticky residue. So of course, you're also gonna need one of these clips. These claw clips are so important to blow dry your hair to achieve a great blowout. And the reason is you want to keep the wet hair off of the dry hair. So right now what I'm doing is I'm rough drying my hair 75%. And I'm doing this because if you don't rough dry your hair, it's going to end up being frizzy. It's gonna take a really long time to do. So I'm done doing that, and now I'm gonna section off my hair. And it's important to section it because it keeps it really clean and easy to blow out. Also, you don't want the wet hair touching the dry hair because that is going to cause frizz. So I start with this section at the nape of the neck, and when you're doing your own blowout at home, I'm using this amazing Ergo brush that is going to give you the salon style at home. So you want to have the right tools. The right products and the right tools are going to give you an amazing blowout at home. So I'm starting at the nape of the neck, and in all honesty, this is probably the most difficult part of your hair to blow out when you're doing it on yourself. This and probably like the top of your head, like the mohawk section. So don't get frustrated, don't give up if it's kind of hard to do. And I'm not speeding up this part of the video because I want you guys to have an accurate idea of how long it takes. When I'm doing my hair at home, it takes me about 30 minutes to blow it out. And you can see from the video that my hair is pretty curly. So it does take some time to do, but it's so worth it because then you can leave your blowout for a couple of days and use dry shampoo in between. Anyway, what I'm doing right here is I'm taking the hair and I see how I'm working the brush and I'm putting the hair on top, and then I'm also putting it on the bottom. It's really important to get that hair by your scalp nice and dry first. You don't want to leave that wet and just have the ends dry. So that's a super important tip. Make sure you mirror your scalp, get it nice and dry. You don't want to burn your hair, of course, so be mindful of the temperature, but you're going to want to work the hair in both directions, and that's going to really help to reduce frizz. Once I'm happy with how dry I've gotten it, I start to work the ends, and I roll the brush up, and instead of pulling the brush out, I twirl it out. Did you see how I did that with my wrist? And what that does is it helps to create a more cohesive wave in your hair versus having frizzy, like frayed ends. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's really hard at first, but give yourself some practice and it will get easier. I'm also taking a second to make sure that the nape of my neck is nice and dry. So next, I want you to see the size sections that I'm using. Now the Ergo brush is 20% larger than most brushes, so you can take a little bit bigger sections, but when you're doing a blowout at home, it's really important to make sure you're taking the right size section. So these sections are about 1 inch thick, and then I just take what I can fit on the round brush, and then sometimes I'll go in and split the section up if it feels like too much hair. And the reason why is this reduces frizz. If you take too big of sections, the hair is not going to dry evenly, and you'll be stuck with a big frizzy blowout, and that's never fun. You see, I just split the section up right there to make it more manageable, and it's really all in your wrist. Notice how I use the blow dryer as kind of like a tool to push the hair up while I return the brush towards my scalp. So this is something you want to be very careful when you're doing it though, because if you're not, you could get your hair stuck in the blow dryer. So just be really careful when you're doing that. So I take it a few times underneath the hair and then on top of the hair, making sure the roots are nice and dry before I go down and work the ends. Kind of cool the brush. One thing that will make your blowout last a little bit longer is if you allow the hair to cool down by either rocking the brush or hitting it with a cool shot from your blow dryer. And by the way, I am using the Ionic blow dryer. I believe this one's called the 24K. They have amazing blow dryers. They are super powerful, and that is going to be key to giving yourself a salon quality blowout at home. If your blow dryer is on its last legs or it's just not very powerful, I will drop the link below so you can pick up one of these amazing blow dryers at home. Now, if you're having any pulling, like you notice right here, I'm brushing out my hair. If your brush is pulling at all, do not try to force it through. Stop what you're doing with the round brush and go through and comb out any knots, because the round brush is not made for removing tangles. And also it can hurt, so if you feel it pulling. Yeah, this process takes a little while, and I recommend doing your makeup afterwards. You'll notice like I am in my robe and I have no makeup on, and that's because doing my own blowout makes me work up a sweat. Honestly, you can probably see me glistening in this video. So I have a lot of hair. If you have a lot of hair, chances are it's gonna take you about as much time as it takes me, which is about, between 20 and 30 minutes. If you have shorter hair, it's gonna be easier. So I'm going through on the other side now, working the hair in manageable sections that are about 1 inch thick and 3 to 4 inches wide. Making sure the roots are nice and dry before I go in and twist it out, not pull. Oh, my blow dryer just blew open the closet door. So I'm just gonna go close that really quick. Okay, so back to blowing out my hair. I like to run my fingers through it and then twist the hair away from my face. I feel like that kind of helps to keep the form of the blowout. So now on the mohawk section, this is another part when you're doing your own hair that's kind of hard to do, but you can definitely do it. So I take the hair and I go back and I do the same thing that I did on the sides. I put the hair on, I pull the hair going back, and then I also pull it going forward, but ultimately you want it mostly going back. You want to blow dry it going back because that's what's going to give you that beautiful volume. This part you especially want to make sure you're not using too big of sections, because this is the hair that's laying on top that everyone can see, and you want to make sure this section is really smooth. And if you'll notice, each time I take the time to curl my hair all the way up in that clip and twist it around and secure it with the clip, because I do not want the wet hair touching my beautiful dry blown out hair. So I hope that this video has helped you learn how to give yourself your own blowout at home. Just remember, you want to have excellent products and tools at home, and that's going to help you get this beautiful result. At the end, I like to put some Aiir hair oil in it just to calm down any flyaways. Wow! There we go. So here's the finished result. I got dressed and did my makeup, and now I'm ready for the day.